As someone who's the co-president of the Rainbow Alliance in Harvard Community College, I am very interested and have made lots of reports on the LGBT community, and the history behind the community and the people. LGBTQ people have been fighting for their rights for a long time, like a long time, um, and things have gotten a lot better in the present than the past because the past was very hard on LGBTQ people, um, just for who they were and their orientation and/or gender identity. Um, from the constant harassment, to the discrimination, to the don't ask, don't tell law, which that one basically states if you don't tell anyone that you're gay or part of the LGBT community, then they can't ask you. But if you do tell them or they find out, they have every right, your employer has every right to fire you on that basis alone, which is downright wrong and discriminatory. And I'm glad that that has changed in the present. Um, So the non-care of the people who were suffering from the AIDS epidemic, people thought that that was just the gay disease. And later in the speech, I'll talk about how that wasn't just the gay disease. It actually affected lots of people. Um, History of the LGBTQ people and community is a good one to know and to grasp because to know the struggles of the community that they've gone through. Um, and another reason you should know it is because good ally. And being an ally is basically you being an advocate for the LGBTQ community and, the people that you may be friends with, associated with. You can be better associated and better know what they go through and how to support them, in their needs. Um, Many people in today's society identify as in the LGBT community, which is why you should be a good ally to have a further, better notion of who you're with and how to better associate and to better get along with people. Even if you have different views as them and different orientations and or gender identity as them. And the audience analysis that I've done in the audience proves that two people identify as LGBTQ community, and six other people at least know someone who is a part of the LGBTQ community. And that is a big range of people to know someone in the LGBT community, which is another reason, like I stated before, that it would be good to read up on the history and to really know the history behind it. Um, and to understand the history, I'm going to talk about the changing point that really happened in the community and what led that to that and what the outcome of that was. And that is the Stonewall riots of 1969. There was a 7 day long riot, and it was people that were just angry about the discrimination I stated before. They were just angry, and they had a 7 day riot where they destroyed property and they fought the police. Um, Mostly the people that were discriminating against people who eat and do a lot of things to gay people. But they did that 7 day long, and it cost millions of dollars of damage. And then after that, as a result, laws were made to, um, not good laws. It could have been better, but a compromise was made so where LGBTQ people felt like they could stop protesting and rioting. Because they liked the laws that were made by the officials, um, and it worked. So that was good. But after this, a big detriment to it was the AIDS epidemic, and that affected the LGBTQ community throughout the whole. It still does, honestly, but there's a lot more now that people do to help them. But back then, they didn't care. People didn't care. They said it was God's way of killing sinners, which is whatever you believe. That's still not right. That's not God. But they didn't care until it started affecting heterosexual people, and then they were like, heterosexual is straight, and then they were like, time to try to find a cure, try to help people through this and things like that. Because it's not just through homosexual contact; it is through news as well. So that's another thing people have a misconception about. Um, but representation in today's society has skyrocketed. celebrities are coming out, people are coming out, like almost everybody. You may even know one person who's part of the LGBT community, and that's good because there's more progress in society as well, and that's always a good thing. Nowadays, there's not really any riots of LGBTQ community, but there is something called Pride, which that's basically a celebration of LGBTQ rights and individuality, which that's a good thing. But that doesn't mean that there's not any progress to make. There's still a whole lot of cases of trans people being attacked and different trans cases of discrimination when it comes to bathrooms. So there's still progress to be made. There's always progress to be made. Um, Trans women, they are being killed at a disproportionate rate of many people. They are, and it's also not good. So there's a lot of injustice in today's society in regards to the LGBT community. So there's a lot of room for change, and there can always be more. Thank you very much.